So what if I told you the day before is coming back? Kind of. There's a new game on the block. It's called They Remain, and I have the Steam page up for you right now. But we need to talk about some things before you get all excited that the day before is coming back. I'm sure you're all jumping out of your chairs with joy and excitement. The day before was largely considered probably the biggest scam video game that has released in recent history. Here's the thing, on this channel you can find about 5 hours of gameplay of the day before, and I'm probably the only person on all of YouTube that actually enjoyed playing it. I love Escape from Tarkov, I love H1Z1, and it felt like those two games had a baby. Now, unfortunately, Fantastic was not very fantastic. They were a pretty shitty company that released an unoptimized asset flip pile of hot shit. Unfortunately, it was shut down only 4 days after release instead of just being delayed indefinitely or just never released, because I got a little taste for the day before and I felt like there was some kind of potential there. So I asked Grok, Elon's AI, X's AI, I asked it, hey, how easy would it be to recreate the day before? And the AI came back and said it would be extremely easy with some time, even if you have zero development knowledge of video games, zero coding knowledge. You don't need any knowledge whatsoever. With the AI's help, you could easily recreate the day before, assuming you're willing to purchase the proper assets that the day before also purchased. So that kind of led me down the rabbit hole. I was like, okay, let me see if anybody else has taken on this little endeavor. And it led me down the rabbit hole of finding this guy right here. Now, this dev actually has a YouTube channel, and his YouTube channel is UE5BP Guru. And he has a lot of the very initial stages of what was originally called the day after. He has the very, let's say, basics of developing the game laid out for you in a bunch of YouTube videos on his channel. So you're going to have 8 episodes of fixing the day before, and that's literally what the title of the series is. And he actually brings you through the entire process, more or less, of, coming up with a plan, and then doing the sprinting, the crouching, then the HUD and the stamina, then the melee and the pistol and the rifles. Then you have the inventory, storage boxes, shooting and reloading, then PvP and looting and so forth. And then at some point, around 9 months ago from current day, which it is March 5th, 2025, they decided that they were going to recreate this vision into a game called They Remain. Now, the planned release date is 2025, but I doubt that will happen. At least if they do release it, it probably won't be much. And we're going to kind of dive into the other project this developer has and why a potential price point for They Remain might scare me and scare you, and the actual progress that's been made since They Remain has kind of come up into the little Steam marketplace here. So, first things first, how is this dev even coming close to making something like this? Well, as we've already said, that the day before was a massive asset flip. So basically, all you need is a little bit of experience in Unreal Engine, and you just need some assets. And this guy, he obviously, his YouTube channel is UE5BP Guru. All right, so this guy is in Unreal Engine. He's going to have assets, and he's going to have knowledge and experience. So this little project was probably just for fun at first, and then he realized, hey, I can put my own spin onto this thing, and maybe I could actually create something that people might be interested in, that could even be better than the day before. So, just to be clear, They Remain is once again going to be a 100% asset flip, unless this developer does put their own spin onto it. But because the HUD, the shooting, and a lot of the basics of the game are already just straight up copycats of the day before, you're essentially just making the day after, and depending on the price point is really going to be what might captivate people. Now, I don't know if anybody has literally talked about this whatsoever. This guy has posted a couple times on Reddit about it, has obviously made his YouTube videos about fixing the day before. There's probably about 1,000 or 2 people that kind of know this is going on right now. And, I don't want to bring too much attention to it if it is just going to be another asset flip. But as somebody who did enjoy the day before, genuinely enjoyed the day before for what it was. And trust me, it could have been so much more if Fantastic wasn't just, let's just not say the words I want to say, okay? Let's just keep it a little friendly today. So we're going to go to this guy's Steam page here, and I want to show you his other game. And there's a couple things I do want to talk about here when it comes to this game. So his game is called The Wall. This is the only game he has released. It is a just a defensive zombie wave horde game. And there's a couple things that concern me, and I am definitely not here to shit on this guy's game or to shit on this guy in general. I am just here to state what I am seeing from the trailer that was released and the price point that's attached to the game. Full transparency, I did not play the demo that is actually free on Steam right now. So I'm going into this without actually doing my proper research. I'm not a professional YouTuber. So, looking at some of this footage, I'm noticing it's a little clunky. It's not like fully smooth. It kind of looks like it's like 24 frames a second, to be honest with you. It just doesn't look like it's all there. But there's a concept, there's framework, and there's a game here, and it does look playable, which is almost more than the day before. I gotta say, the graphics are kind of nice. I kind of like the vibe. It's kind of cyberpunky, and he literally has it in here, a neon cyberpunk world. But the main thing that scares me here is the price point. You know, $9 for this game. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it, and like I said, I'm not here to smoke this guy. I'm just saying that I would not pay $9 for this. This, what I've seen just from the trailer and the screenshots, I would pay $1 for. This is like a 99-cent game. And to throw a $9 price tag on here is a little scary, because are you going to release They Remain and it's just this area? So if you watch his number 8 or number 7 on Fixing the Day Before, this was the area. This image is a big lie. You know, the area is very small. It's about 8 houses total, I think. You know, it's one of those things like, I don't like how this is kind of being portrayed. And the last time this dev actually mentioned anything about They Remain, I believe it was about 5 months ago on Reddit. Not saying I went into super stalker mode. I'm just saying that once I kind of started doing a lot more research on The Day Before and trying to find somebody who was recreating the game, this is the rabbit hole I went down, and I did a decent amount of digging. And, you know, some of these screenshots have some potential here. But the playable area is literally just 8 houses. We can't have a massively multiplayer tag on this game. We can't have it listed as an MMO. If we're going to do anything with this, we need to put it into very, very early access, make it single player, make it just versus zombies, try and expand the area to a little more than just 8 houses, and make it either free or 99 cents. You know, I think you would achieve so much more in going with the volume rather than the, you know, I don't even know what the other word would be. I think you have more of a potential to have more success, you know, building revenue and building capital when releasing 99-cent games over releasing, let's just say, $9 games. So I think his The Wall game would have actually got some purchases if it was $1. But at $9, you know, even if somebody's going to buy it, they're going to play it for an hour and they're going to refund it. You know, it's just setting you up for failure, in my opinion. And this is coming from somebody who is an entrepreneur who, you know, is very, very in the world of just finance in general. Like, there's no demand for the game. Nobody knows about it except for probably me and 20 people on Reddit, and then whoever watches this because it's correlated with They Remain. And it's just like what happened with Fantastic, where people looked back at their previous titles and they saw what happened with those, and then they look at what's, you know, what's planned for The Day Before, and it's like, oh, they're going from this to that. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. So we're going from this, you know, to that. I just don't see it. So I'm going to keep my eye on this. I would encourage you to as well. It might be something worth looking at and playing, I am in no way, shape, or form in any kind of contact, correlation, association with this dev. I am not being paid to make this video. I am genuinely just somebody who is too stuck in the past from old video games. I love H1Z1. It's gone. I enjoyed the day before. I didn't love it, but I enjoyed it. It's gone. I loved the Cycle Frontier. It's gone. They continuously take away games due to financial issues, and it's kind of getting to the point where, you know, the only games I'm enjoying recently are either single player games or, you know, Escape from Tarkov on the PvE game mode. I don't play PvP because of the cheaters. So it's just like, when are we going to get to a point where we have a decent game that's released? You know, I really enjoyed Starfield. People hated that. You know, I feel like I'm in my own world when it comes to video games, and people just don't really see what I see. And then maybe I don't see what other people see. Maybe a lot of you guys see this The Wall game and you go, wow, that actually looks really fun. You know, to me, this looks kind of unoptimized, clunky. You know, I don't know the exact word I'm looking for, but it's kind of skipping. It's choppy, and it just looks entirely too dark. I get it's supposed to be a cyberpunk, neon cyberpunk vibe, and it, you know, it has that vibe for sure. It just looks too dark. It kind of looks not playable unless you would turn the brightness way up, and that, you know, I don't know. You know, like I said, I'm not here to shit on this guy's game and shit on this guy's, you know, work that he's probably put hundreds and maybe even thousands of hours into. Just understand that They Remain is there. It might be in active development, and it might be worth checking out, or it could literally be another steaming hot pile of shit. So, do with that as you will. It's been real, and it's been interesting doing some research on the day before. Hey, if I had the time, shit, maybe I'd make it myself, but I don't have the time, unfortunately, and I'm certainly not going to purchase hundreds of dollars of assets just to try and recreate the day before. So with that, my friends, I will leave you with a simple request, and that is to leave a like and have a great day. I'm out.